Yesterday we looked at a couple of games that I had received in a humble bundle package called Survivor Pack around that, where you can buy up to 8 games for $10. And I figured I'd do a review of every single one of them because this is a genre that I do enjoy. So if you haven't seen the first part, then a lot of this probably won't make sense, or at least it will be incomplete as a whole. So please, I would highly recommend you check that video out first and then head on back here to, finish the rest of the review. Anyway, let's get on to the first game. First game on the block is Nomad Survival, and what do I say? It's subpar at best. It's rather boring. It's unoriginal. It attempts to try new things, but ultimately falls short. The music is the same track that just loops over and over again, and it's not terrible, but it gets boring so fastly. I looked on Steam, people did seem to enjoy it, but from what I have figured out, the dev finished the game and then moved on to greener pastures. So there won't be any more polishing in terms of the game. If you want a quick, easy clone, this game does scratch the itch, but it is straight down the middle, 5 out of 10. I personally will not be playing this game again. There's nothing wrong about it. Let me make that clear. There's nothing wrong. It's not a bad game. It's just, it's the bare minimum of what we would expect from this game. And from this genre, I mean. And it looks like baby's first game. And I know that's an insult, but if they truly wanted to, they could have made this game a lot better. They could have made the sprites a little bit more interesting. They could have made the items a little more original. They could have made the music. Okay, so I am not a huge soundtrack guy, but having the same song on a 30-second loop is grating. It really is. And that alone is a reason where I probably will not be continuing this game. I will not unlock its secrets. I probably will not. First impressions were so dismal that I don't really want to go back to it. So my review is it's just straight down the middle. It's a 5 out of 10, and I will not be continuing playing it.
I just want to point out, I did some more gameplay of Nomad, just for B-roll footage. I did notice a couple things that I actually did like. I didn't really realize just how big of an arsenal you can get if you wish. Although that's kind of a nitpick. Most games can do that if they want to. But another one is, and this one's pretty cool, I just noticed it off the corner of my eye. Experience that is by each other will combine for more experience overall. I like that idea. I wish more people did that. It doesn't really change my opinion about the game though, but I just wanted to point it out that that is something that I found really interesting and kind of cool. Okay.
Our next review today is Rogue Genesia, I believe is what it's called. And this one is very conflicting. This game is still, I don't know if it's early access or not, but it's still getting updated rather frequently. The last update, I think, was the 1st of April. It looks very pretty. It is, I believe it's made in Unreal. At least I believe the assets are in Unreal. The build potentials are rather crazy. And here's the thing that I'm conflicted about. Because the game is solid. It follows like a traditional roguelike where you beat the level, you can choose which branch to go to, and then where you go depends on what you do next. And then it all leads up to the big final boss, and you beat the level, and then you can continue on to the next world, which is going to be harder and stronger. But you get more and more good stuff. That's cool. Okay, that's interesting, right? It kind of it plays with the idea of roguelike and vampires in a survival genre, which is cool. However, now this game runs like total dog shit if it's on any other setting other than low. Okay? And unless you're trying to tell me that this game is more demanding than Neo 2, a game that I can run on Ultra, I think this game needs to be optimized a little bit better. I didn't get a single clean frame in medium, high, or ultra setting. So, if that bothers you, I would recommend, if you have a monster of a rig, do it. And my rig's not terrible. My rig's not that bad. I can run most games flawlessly on in my library. So, that one grep aside, because it doesn't really bother me, because the only thing that low graphics does in this game is it takes some grass away from the background. And I know it does other things too, but that's the most apparent one. Some shading and shadows aren't there anymore, so it's like, it's a toss-up. But if it's for me to play the game to be on low, okay, sure, fine. But that is something worth noting, that the game cannot run unless it's on low graphical settings, which is strange. And I haven't seen anyone have the same problem, so maybe that's a me thing, but I don't know, because it was so apparent right off the bat. But I will say, in the end, if you can run this game, it is a solid member of the genre. And if it keeps getting added to, if it keeps getting updates, which I think it does, this game has some serious potential. This game has some serious stuff. Now, another small gripe, mind you. This one's petty, and this one can be easily updated in the future, but as of now, there's only one character. A generic Nightman character. It doesn't matter if you want to be a mage, it doesn't matter if you want to throw kunai, it doesn't matter if you want to use a big-ass sword. You look the same. And that's a small gripe, I know. But I'm hoping that in the future they add some character design or customization or some sort of, like, hey, you are glass cannon, so on the character model, let's trim off some armor, Like, your character slowly designs, a lot like Isaac in Binding of Isaac, where your character changes with the playstyle that you have chosen in the run. That would be really cool. But yeah, as of now, it is not a copy. It is solid. If you can make it run, 100% I will be playing it again. I will be invested into any further updates, and I will continue poking my head in this game every now and then. Bounty of One is a strange game. It feels so much and looks so much like an old Flash mini clip game. Maybe even Newgrounds. It feels like a website game, not a Steam game. And it's strange, because I personally am not a huge fan of it. But I recognize charm when I see it. And this game is very charming. It is. So the gameplay is basic. You defeat enemies, they drop money, you collect money, you level up, you have options of 1, 2, or 3. Or you defeat like a mini boss and they drop a chest and you have options of 1, 2, or 3. So there's nothing crazy there. There's no synergies and items, and there's no fusions to toy with. There's very little build potential, at least with the first character, because there are multiple characters that have different weapons and guns. So I only did the first playthrough with the first character, and it was rather easy. I knocked it out in one, like my first run, I knocked it out, so, cool, I guess. The music is interesting, but ultimately kind of boring, and it doesn't really fit in a lot of cases. Like I'm fighting like the final boss, and the music is very uplifting. So it's strange. So it makes me think that there's no set music track; that it's all just on like a set track list, and not like, oh, this happened, so now this music appears. So it's rather uninspiring. And I feel like if this game is still getting updates, which I do not know, I haven't checked Steam reviews for every game because I do want to keep most of this to first impressions. If a game is like I find bad or something here that needs to be brought up, I will seek out to see if others find the same thing. But this game, I feel like people like it, but it's just not for me. I will say though, this is the first game that utilizes multiplayer. This can be, I believe, up to 4 players. And granted, I haven't seen that side of the game, but I would imagine that would be really fun. I hope the game scales up though. It was very easy to defeat it with one person, let alone if there was 4, this game would be a little too easy. So I hope the difficulty scales up with more than one, with multiplayer. But that's a really cool idea. That's solid. I may try to check that out later. I don't know. Again, this game really just didn't scratch any itch for me. It looks charming, but that's about it. And yeah, the perfect way to describe it is it reminds me of like, you know, addictinggames.com or Miniclip or Newgrounds. Games that we would play as kids for like 10 minutes before we would go outside. You know, just as an example. Repetinium is really, really fucking fun. Holy shit. First things first is you are greeted with the narrator, which is voiced, I know it, not exactly him, but which is narrated by like the fucking Heavy. Action is insane. It's really fast packed. You do not know what you're supposed to do at the very beginning, but it's very simple. You have a dash, you can shoot, and you can mine. And lo and behold, around you, there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of walls, and there's a lot of enemies. So you just got to go. You go and you go and you go and you go and you go. And it's crazy fun. Bosses are legitimately a challenge. They are frightening. They are strong. You need to take them seriously. Enemies can get really strong. Enemies can get scary. They can overwhelm you fast, and you have a lot less health than you initially want. Which is good because it really infamizes just how weak and feeble you are. And that no matter how strong you appear to be, a couple hits and you're going to go down. And I kind of like that with this kind of game style because it's extremely fast paced. It's the kind of game where if you stop moving, you are going to get hit or you are going to die. This game was an insanely really fun time though. This is a game where I definitely would play again and again and again for hours on end. I would crave multiplayer so much with this game. Either couch co-op or online. Oh my lord. Co-op with this game would be phenomenal. I can't stress that enough. Again, I haven't looked on the dev page. I don't know if this game... I think this game is still getting, like, updates. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But I would put money on it, yes. Because I think they had an update recently. I don't know the exact date, and I'm not going to look. But definitely, like, this game is like an 8 out of 10. Definitely going to play again. Definitely going to keep playing. I am extremely excited to see what lies ahead of this game and what left there is for the devs to add. Because I know they have, like, a basic survival mode, and now they have, like, the actual game, which is like you play, you gain this currency, you level up your stats, you play again, you can make it farther, you die, you level up your current, you get this currency, you level up your stats permanently, you know, that sort of thing. And so that's definitely really, really cool, and definitely going to be playing this game casually continuing on. So, I will fully admit, and I will shill a bit here, and I will have no shame in it. Before buying this bundle, I already had this game. So, I did a giveaway on my Discord. Feel free to join the link below. This game is insanely fun. I necessarily didn't even think this game was part of the Survivor genre because I just liked it so much that I didn't even make the connection. It's just a solid survival game. And a solid roguelike, first and foremost, at least to me. I know it's very heavily Survivor upon retrospective, but it's a very solid roguelike. This game is also like $5, even less. So it's literally like worth its price like tenfold. I have spent many hours into this game, and it is just as fun as when I first played it. It's it's very cute, first and foremost. There's a lot of puns. It's very punny. It's oddly horny, which is strange. There's a lot of boner and, like, you know, jokes about bones and stuff, and it's at least for me, I find it funny as hell. It's very cute and charming, even though you're dealing with like zombies and ghouls and skeletons. The sprites are they're just guys, you know, and like literally like the advanced units, they're just called bros. Just being the bros, bro. There's different classes that completely determine completely different playstyles, which is good. That's how classes should be. And in a lot of ways, survival classes are very basic, where it's like you start out with different things, but you can ultimately, every character can have the same build. This game, not really. Depending on your class, you can have units that are just not available to other classes, and that's really cool. Not to mention the insane unlocking, not to mention all, like, if you want to make the most out of your run, you are going to need to invest time, and it's great because you die very fast. Your enemy dies really fast. You can have a basic dash, but ultimately you can't really do anything. You can cast a spell here and there, but the whole game revolves around your minions doing all the work for you, and you just run around and try not to die like a bullet hell. But your minions, which you slowly build up your army throughout the game, does all the work for you. And you can combine minions to make a stronger minion, yada yada yada. And it's so fun. This is like, in my opinion, this is one of the perfect games. Again, I bought this game outside of the bundle like months ago, and I immediately sunk so much time doing it. Here, let's check now. I have currently, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you guys this. I have currently 7 hours into this game. This game is, if you buy it on its own right now, this game is $5. 6 plus tax, so depending on where you're at, it's $5. It is 120% worth its price. And, not to mention, I'm going to be playing even more. So it's going to be even more, because now that the full game is out, which that's a cool thing, by the way. I bought it when it was early access, so they have even more shit that I don't know about. They have about like 3 to 4 new classes that I haven't even unlocked yet. So I'm going to invest even more. So this is easily going to be like a 10-hour minimum game for me. So again, 200% worth its price. Easy. This game is phenomenal. This game is a 9 out of 10. The only thing that doesn't make it perfect is that there's going to be an end to it. And I know that's petty, but I don't really know. But it's so good, but it's not perfect. Not everyone will like this game. Not everyone will love this game. This is a really good game, though. I cannot stress that enough. This game is phenomenal. Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much. Okay, this was a lot of fun. I didn't think it would be this fun, but I was able to do it mostly because these games are rather short, so I can only really, you know, I'm allowed to just record like 30 minutes at a time with each game to kind of get my thoughts, because that's pretty much all the games have to offer, and then it's up to you to determine if you want to go back to them for more. So that's nice. I want to do this more in the future with bundles, although I'm very picky and very selective with games that I want in my library. So it's going to be strange and hard and difficult for me to find the perfect bundle again. Especially considering, you know, if I like a game, I'll probably have already owned it. So in that case, I'll be more invested in Humble Bundle, but I will be giving out giveaways. I mentioned it earlier as a quick chill, so I'm going to chill it again here. I do have a Discord. It's all up and running. It's set. Anyone can join at any time. And in the announcements section, yes, I will be giving out games. I already gave away a free key of Bone Razor Minions, and I probably will be doing it again at some point. It can't be soon. I'm sorry. It can't be soon. But I like giveaways. I love it when other people give out giveaways. Not because I could win them, but because I think it's just really cool to give people free shit. And regardless of the price they are, free is free, right? And Bone Razors and Reptilium are so cool. I'm going to see about if I can do that within the next month or two, okay? Unfortunately, I do have real life responsibilities to take care of first, so I can't really afford to do anything crazy right now. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any feedback, if you have any criticisms, if you have any compliments, by all means, please leave a comment below. I will be there, and I will listen. I will take criticism to heart, and I will just engage with everyone that comments. And if no one comments, and if you don't want to comment, hey, that's 100% fine. The Discord is always there, though. Feel free to make an entrance, feel free to talk. I'm typically always on it. It's not really busy, so it's not really hard to be, but I will be there anyway. So enough talking without a script or any kind of thing, which I don't normally do, but sometimes I have a general idea in mind, but other times I just ramble. So anyway, I will see you again, and until that time comes, have a